Hey guys, back at it with another video. Back at it with another real good time. Alright, so today I'm actually out and about in a quite touristy area, believe it or not, in Hangzhou. As you can see, there's Chinese people walking around. But today I'm going to discuss something that I feel like people need to know because it's very important. And that is, does China have the best public transportation in the world? Alright, so I know what a lot of y'all are thinking. Y'all are probably thinking, oh, come on, Patton. This is the first time you've been in a big city. You've just never been exposed to good transportation. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, how's it going? You've never been exposed to quality transportation, but I have been to cities like New York City, you know, all the major big cities, LA, San Francisco. I've been to all the major cities, and trust me, I've seen the transportation in America, and to be honest with you, it's garbage. Because America is a society that banks on everybody having a car. So everybody's just assumed to have a car. So they don't really care about you if you don't have a car. So having a bicycle in many instances is going to be very difficult. I know in my hometown, I rode a bicycle for like an entire summer, and it was nearly impossible. I mean, it really was. It killed me. But so to get started here on the transportation and the different types of public transportation in China, let me just talk you through a few of the major types of transportations that we have here that we don't have in the United States. Or we do have, but it's just not even close as good as what we have here. So the first thing is the obvious one, and that is buses, okay? So here in Hangzhou, we have crap tons of buses, and the best thing about the buses here is they're extremely cheap, okay? I'm talking 30 cents, and you can pretty much go wherever you want to go. So you pay 30 cents, or you can get like a little card where you can just beep and scan it, and it charges you 30 cents. You can go anywhere, and they're accessible, they're everywhere, the bus stops are all over, it's super easy to use. Public transportation number 2 is city bikes, okay? So Hangzhou was, I believe, the first city in China to do this. But we have these city bikes where it has little stations all over the city, and you can scan the little card over the bike station little thing, and it allows you to have the bike. Now here's where it gets amazing. You're thinking, oh, city bikes, those are all over the United States. I've seen those. Come on, give me a break. These are amazing because the cost, okay? So if you use the bike and you use it for less than 1 hour, it does not charge you anything. It's completely free. And let's be real, whenever you use a bike, you're probably not going to use it more than an hour anyway. So you're thinking, okay, well, how much does it charge you after the first hour? It only charges you 1 kwai, which is about 15 US cents, a little less than 15 cents for 1 freaking hour, man. That's like your penalty charge. Unbelievable. All right, so the next thing is subways. We have subways in Hangzhou, and pretty much in China, you have tier 1 cities, tier 2 cities, and tier 3 cities. And the tier 1 cities are going to be your Beijing, your Shanghai, your Shenzhen, and your Guangzhou. Your tier 2 cities are Hangzhou, Ningbo, Tianjin, a bunch of places like that. Chengdu, those are your tier 2 cities. So the tier 2 cities are about the same size as like maybe a Chicago or maybe like a Houston, to compare it to American cities. So anyway, all of your tier 2 cities and tier 1 cities are going to have a great subway system. And again, the subway's dirt cheap. You can go probably 10 kilometers distance and it's going to charge you maybe 3 kwai, which is about 45 cents. I mean, dirt cheap. Very, very cheap. Very quick, very convenient. The option number 3 is these new things that have just hit the scene about 6 months ago. When I first came to China, they actually did not have these. But what they are is they're these QR bikes, right? So QR codes, we all know them. In America, we almost never use the QR codes. But here in China, QR codes are life. Everybody uses them every day, all the time. So the QR bikes, what you do is, and these are private bikes, these are not run by the government, these are private companies that have distributed these bikes in the hundreds of thousands throughout the cities in China. But anyway, these QR code bikes is, you just go up to the bike, you scan the little QR code, it gives you a code, and you type the code in and it unlocks the bike and you can use it. What the benefit is of these bikes is you can park them anywhere. They don't have stations, right? So if I want to ride all the way out in the middle of nowhere where there's definitely not a bike station, I can easily do it because of the QR code. Once I'm finished with the bike, I just scan the QR code, it locks the bike up, and I'm done with the bike. Those bikes are a little more expensive than the city bikes, obviously, because the city bikes are almost free. But those bikes will charge you about 15 cents for every 30 minutes of use, which is super cheap. Now, the good thing and the bad thing about these bikes is there's like a million different companies that have pretty much decided to do this business, and I've at least seen maybe 10 to 15 different brands that are all the same concept, the QR code bike. I mean, they're all the same. Some of them get very fancy, as you can see here. This one's got like unpoppable tires. Some of them add some really neat features, but the bad thing is they do overcrowd the streets. There's gotta be probably over 1 million of these bikes in Hangzhou alone, and I'm not even lying. Like, you'll see in some of these videos, each one has their own little special features. Like this one right here was released recently, and it's got charging for your phone and a little phone holder. But yeah, as you can see here, what they do is they unload these bikes into the streets all the time. I mean, it's a never-ending thing. And before you know it, all the sidewalks are just crowded with bicycles. And like what you're seeing right now, and right here, this is not even the worst of it. I've seen worse than this, where it was literally 3 blocks of just bikes, and you couldn't even walk on the sidewalk. It was just nothing but QR code bikes everywhere. Now, usually these eventually will get distributed throughout the city from just natural people using them, but it can get out of control. Also, these bikes will get abused sometimes, but for the most part, they stay in pretty decent shape. Lastly, is electric scooters, which is probably the most popular transportation in Hangzhou personally. Now, I know other cities in China, they're not quite as popular, but Hangzhou, they are extremely popular. Everybody has one. I have an e-bike. They're everywhere, right? So what these are is, these are electric scooters of all types. And the city has made the roads extremely accessible for e-bikes and bicycles, right? So they have their own little lane completely separate from the car lane. It's not like you're kind of sharing the same lane. No, you're completely separate. So you're safe. There's tons of e-bikes that go on there, and you can just ride and get anywhere in the city you need to go by e-bike very easily. Another reason why China is so successful with bicycles, e-bikes, stuff like that, is because, thank you, is because it's such a flat city, right? And I've noticed this, I've been to other Chinese cities, and I've noticed this with all the cities, is they're all extremely flat, which makes it super easy to ride bicycles around. Before I came to China, I went to San Francisco, and there's so many hills there, you cannot ride a bicycle. You cannot ride, you can't barely walk. The hills are too steep, you can't do it. It'll kill you. So to have a very flat level city, it makes it super convenient to ride bicycles, to go on runs, and pretty much do anything. Obviously we have cars here, obviously we have taxis here, but those are, if you have a car in Hangzhou, that, in my opinion, is a terrible decision. It's very difficult to park the cars here. It's very expensive. The gas prices are more expensive than America. And it's a terrible option. The only reason people do it is so they can look rich, or they can look a certain status amongst their peers and whoever else is watching. That's really the only reason people here get cars. But yeah, e-bikes are amazing, bicycles, buses, subways. I mean, the city's got it all. One last thing I want to end it on. The reason I decided to make this video is because I have a brother who is like going around America right now, and he sent me a picture of some Nike community, like public bicycles in Portland, Oregon, where Nike is headquartered at. And the bicycles I saw the picture. I knew instantly they were garbage. A, you have to use a credit card to use them. How freaking ancient is that? How ancient is that technology? Number 2, they have a station, so you cannot just park them anywhere. You got to bring them back to a station to return them. 3, I don't know the exact price, but I can almost guarantee you it's priced somewhere around $3 an hour, which is extremely expensive compared to the Chinese bikes. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna see if people are on Instagram posting about this. So I hashtag Nike Bicycle, and yes, there were tons of people. They were losing their crap over these bikes, as if these bikes were some revolutionary idea. The only reason that people gave a dang about these bikes is because they were made by Nike. That was the only reason anybody gave a dang about those bikes. Otherwise, they were complete garbage. And to see America flipping out over some bullcrap like that, it's embarrassing. Genuinely, it's embarrassing to see how far behind America is in their public transportation technology. It's insane how far behind they are. That's one reason why I was not a big fan of America, is because their public transportation is garbage. You are forced to have some kind of vehicle to yourself. I drove scooters and motorcycles. I refuse to get cars because cars are just freaking expensive and they're garbage. But yeah, it's just sad to see America in that state. And I guarantee you, if ever, I doubt it'll ever happen, but if America ever gets to QR code bikes, they're gonna act like they invented them, and they're gonna be like, oh, look how cool we are. Look at us, we're so advanced. And China's gonna be sitting here like, yeah, dude, we've had those for like 2 years now. What the freak is wrong with y'all, man? But anyway, sorry for the rant, I just had to do it. Have a real good time. And sorry about the people in the background. I mean, when Chinese people, there's a guy filming with me right now. When Chinese people see you filming or doing anything publicly, especially in a tourist spot like what I'm at right now, they get very interested and they want to be a part of it. But have a good time, have a real good time. Thank you for watching, and see you later.